Hey everyone, Ollie here. So before we get into this video, please subscribe to my newsletter if you haven't already. I send it out once a month, sharing thoughts, experiences, and interesting things that I found over the last month. So make sure to check it out. So yes, I did actually end up switching my MacBook Air, my M2 MacBook Air. I've had the midnight blue one. I just found the midnight blue to be a bit too blue for me, and it attracted a lot of fingerprints. It wasn't really sort of my style, you could say. You know, I'm all about the aesthetic. So it's why I've gone back with this base gray. And I really enjoy this laptop. I really enjoy the design. Like I said in my original review, it's like a mini MacBook Pro. It essentially is like a mini version of my 14-inch MacBook Pro. And of course, they're very similar in size, 13-inch and 14-inch, but this is just so much lighter. It's perfect for traveling, going on holiday or whatever. Obviously, it's not as powerful as my 14-inch MacBook Pro, but I don't really do much heavy work on the go anyway. So this makes a lot more sense. And in this video, I wanted to go through sort of the apps that I always install when I set up a new Mac, and some of my favorite accessories. So let's get straight into it. So Notion is first up. That's definitely one of the first ones I install. I'm sure everyone is already aware of Notion. I use it for scripting videos. I've actually got my script right here in front of me, and for project management. I've actually just recently released a sort of YouTube Notion template, which I use to script all my videos and stuff. And yeah, Notion is great. Like I said, I use it for project management, scripting and things like that. I also just use it for anything and everything pretty much. If I need to do some note taking, if I'm writing even like an ebook or something, I'll write it in Notion. Maybe I'm organizing a project for like an interior design or web design or something like that. I'll do everything in Notion. There's just so many templates out there as well. So many different templates which you can use and sort of get the hang of and utilize to basically just be more productive. Lightroom. So Lightroom is my main photo editing tool of choice. I have my presets on there, and because it syncs with my phone, it's great. I have all my photos in one place. It works great with the M2 MacBook Air. I've had no issues whatsoever. I can copy and paste my presets across images, have the same sort of aesthetic and look across my images. Yeah, it's perfect for editing product photos and holiday photos. If you're someone who's maybe editing like 1,000 photos at a time, then yeah, this probably doesn't make sense, because you need the storage and you need the fast speed to transfer 1,000 photos. When I go on holiday, I take a couple of hundred pictures. And even product photos, I probably take less than 100, and yeah, it can handle it completely fine. Pixelmator Pro. So I've pretty much stopped using Photoshop. I find it a bit too clunky, so now I'm using Pixelmator Pro, and I just feel like it feels smoother. It feels smoother for some reason. It feels a lot more native to Mac as well, and a lot just snappier and quicker and easier to use. There's no monthly subscription either. It just costs a one-off fee of $40. I think it's well worth the money. 1Password. So this is my current password manager of choice, but I do also use the built-in password manager that comes with macOS and iOS and iPadOS and stuff. But I use 1Password as well, just to have like another place for my passwords, which I can sync across my PC and any Android phones and tablets and stuff like that as well. And they recently released their version 8, which looks awesome, really nicely designed. And that's actually one of the main reasons why I use it. It's because it's so well designed. And the personal plan, which I'm on, costs a very reasonable $3 a month. Well worth it, because I use different passwords for everything, and I have so many different accounts. Being able to sort of make sure that everything is safe to use, yeah, I use 1Password. BetterTouchTool. So this is actually either the first or second thing I install on every machine, due to two main features that I use. The window snapping, being able to snap the window to the left or the right, amazing. But the other great thing is you can actually just hit it across the top menu bar, and it will make it full screen, which is ideal, because it's actually not that easy always making apps full screen on Mac. You know, you have to sort of go to the bottom right and drag it open to sort of make it full screen. Yeah, it makes it much easier. And the second feature is the mouse and trackpad gestures. So I'm a heavy open link in a new tab sort of user. So when I'm browsing the web, I always like to open links in new tabs rather than opening it in the same tab. So I've set up the Magic Mouse and the trackpad to have their own gestures to open links up in a new tab. So on the Magic Mouse, it's a 2-finger tap, just a 2-finger tap on the top. And on the trackpad, it's a 3-finger tap. So I just use 3 fingers to tap, and it'll open up a new link and in a new tab. And yeah, it's great for that. I absolutely love BetterTouchTool. There's so much more you can do with it as well. I feel like I'm definitely not utilizing it to its capabilities. I highly recommend checking it out. Next up is OneSwitch. So OneSwitch is an awesome little tool that sits in the menu bar, and I use it to quickly hide icons from my desktop. Maybe I'm presenting something, minimize all of my windows, or just keep my Mac awake. It also offers a bunch of other toggles like locking your Mac emptying your trash, putting your laptop into low power mode. Yeah, there's a bunch of other stuff. OneSwitch is great. Eagle, so this is a very recent addition to my laptop and something I only discovered a few months ago. And it's basically a sort of mood board library app. That's the best way to explain it. I use it to collect inspiration and any sort of images that I like, any sort of favorite images that I come across on the web. And you can organize them into folders and stuff. And it's really nice because on Safari, you can simply just grab an image and sort of drag it and it will automatically come up with a pop-up to put that image into a folder. It's fantastic. But what makes it great is that it actually sits on your computer. It's not in the cloud or anything. You have your own library, so you have full control over it and all the images are very high quality. I actually have mine sitting in my Dropbox. So what I can do is I can have one library in my Dropbox and then I can have that synced across my MacBook Pro and anything else as well. It's fantastic and well worth the money. CleanShot X. So this is basically an advanced screenshot tool. So it just gives you a few more features, really easy to use, really well designed. I use it to obviously take screenshots. And when I take a screenshot, it just shows me a sort of thumbnail right in the bottom left, so I can easily copy and paste it if I need to. And I also use it for screen recordings too. And there's going to be a lot of screen recordings in this video, so I will be using CleanShot X to make those videos. Bartender, I'm sure a lot of people are already aware of Bartender. It's basically used to organize the apps in your menu bar. So over time, as you keep adding new apps to your Mac, the menu bar can get full very, very quickly with all sorts of icons. Bartender basically just organizes them all for you and you can hide the ones that you don't use that often. And considering the M2 MacBook Air has the notch, your menu bar space is already sort of limited. So yeah, it's great just to organize all of those menu bar icons. Numi, so this is my favorite sort of do-it-all calculator app. I use it for quick calculations. I actually use it a lot to add up numbers in different currencies. So because of the business that I run, I'll get paid in dollars, pounds, and euros. And sometimes when I want to add up all of those figures, yeah, it can be quite complicated because I've got to go and currency convert them and then put them in and sort of do all that sort of faff. Numi does all that for me. So I can put in whatever currency I like, whatever currency numbers I like, and then the last currency that I use, it will then sort of calculate, well, add all those numbers up and give me a total with that last currency that I use. Yeah, it's great for something like that. It just takes out a lot of the hassle of sort of converting numbers and stuff. There's a ton of other stuff you can do with it. I'm just using it for one use case there. There's a lot of other stuff you can do with it. Sip, so this is my color picker of choice. I do a lot of design work in Figma and other applications. Being able to quickly sort of get a color that I like, this is great for that. And you can also have color palettes in it as well. So if you're someone who uses the same sort of colors over and over again, maybe it's for your own branding or for another brand, it's great for that as well. Downie, so this is by far the best video downloader I've come across. It can download every type of video you can imagine. Yes, even that type of video you're thinking of. But yeah, I actually use it often to download YouTube videos in the best quality that you can get them, because sometimes I include other YouTube videos in my own videos, or maybe I need to download one of my old videos. I'll just use this. It can download basically everything. It's great. Figma, of course, for all of my design work. I used to be a very heavy sketch user, but now that Figma's come along, I've just started using Figma, and it's free to use as well. It syncs across all of my machines, no problem. And it's an easy way to share sort of designs with clients as well. Yeah, I basically use Figma for all of my design stuff. It's great, it's fantastic, and it's crazy to see how much it's grown in the sort of short lifespan that it's had. VisualStudio Code, so when I need to code something or when I need to edit some code, I'll use VisualStudio Code. I love it. It just has every type of plugin you can think of as well. Yeah, I feel like it's become the default code editor for most people now. Transmit, which I use to connect all of my web hosting servers and everything else so that I can sort of transfer files from my desktop to my servers for my websites and things. A nice feature of Transmit is that it has a sort of comparison uploader, downloader sort of tool. So when I've updated my website and I can't remember which files I've updated or I need to download, this will sort of compare the files and work out which are the newest files which have been edited recently, and only update those rather than updating every single file. And then finally Spark. So Spark is my main email client on my machine. It handles every single type of mail client you can think of: Outlook, iCloud, Gmail, everything. And because I have so many different inboxes, I use Spark to manage them all. And yeah, it's great. It's free as well. I think it's free. I can't remember paying for it. And yeah, they have a Mac app, they have an iOS app as well. I don't think they have a Windows app, which is a shame. But Spark is one of the best ones I've come across. I am open to trying out other mail clients, and I've tried a bunch of them. but Spark just seems to be the one I always go back to. And now I wanted to cover some essential accessories that I think work really well with the M2 MacBook Air, but to be fair, these will work well with any laptop, any MacBook, because yeah, even once you've bought your MacBook, I think it's worth maybe buying a few accessories here and there just to make your sort of MacBook experience better. So the first one is the charger. So I have this 100 watt Min-X charger that I bought a few months ago, and it is fantastic. It's so much better than the 35 watt charger. I think it's 35 watt charger, the one that you get with the M2 MacBook Air, because it does 100 watts. And it comes with sort of travel adapters as well. So you have different sort of plugs for when you travel. So yeah, I've been using it when I've been traveling. But I think what's more important is the amount of ports it has. It has 4 ports. And look at the size of this thing. It's absolutely tiny. It's fantastic. It's perfect for charging all of your devices, your MacBook, your phone, your camera, your iPad, everything all at once without having to carry around all different sort of plugs and adapters for them. And then we have the 12 South curved stand. So when using a laptop at a desk, a laptop stand I think is highly recommended. Naturally, a laptop screen is quite low when you place a laptop on a desk. This helps bring it up to much more of an eye level, making it a lot more ergonomic and better for your neck. This one is in black and it feels very premium. I think it looks very nice as well. Has a sort of premium minimalist design. The Anker USB-C hub. So even with the addition of the MagSafe port, the 2 USB-C ports can still be quite limiting. So I like to carry around a USB-C hub. I always do pretty much, especially because I still have many accessories that require the standard USB port. And I also need the SD card reader for offloading pictures from my camera. This one from Anker is great. It has 7 different ports, including HDMI, power pass-through, Ethernet, and 2 standard USB ports. And the great thing is it actually comes from a reliable brand like Anker. The Logi Lift vertical mouse. So if you prefer a mouse over a trackpad like me, I came across this Logi Lift mouse a few months ago and I absolutely love it. It's very different from your usual mice, but it's awesome. It has an ergonomic design and I found it incredibly comfortable. It fits the shape of a hand much better than most other mice. It also has an array of buttons as well as a 24-month battery life from one AA battery, which is incredible. The Logi MX Mechanical Keyboard Mini. So when working at a desk, I think a dedicated keyboard is definitely essential. Logitech released their new MX Mechanical a few months ago and it's become my go-to recommendation for those who are looking for an external keyboard. It's the perfect blend of a standard keyboard and a mechanical keyboard without all of the work that goes into building a mechanical keyboard. It's perfect for those who are looking for a high quality keyboard that works right out of the box. Finally, we have the Native Union MacBook Sleeve. A very simple, minimalist design, very clean looking. It has a good amount of padding, has a front pocket as well where you can put your stuff in, ideal for charging cables. And yeah, just a really simple MacBook sleeve that's perfect for carrying around and protecting your MacBook. So that's it for this video. Please leave in the comments below any other apps that you would recommend, any accessories that you would recommend. I'm always on the search for new apps and new accessories just to get the most out of my MacBook. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter and subscribe for more.